Now, somebody asked me if artificial general intelligence, so truly intelligent AI, would need a parent, somebody to teach it right from wrong, and the answer is yeah, probably. Now, if you've been on the internet for a little while, you probably remember some of the first chatbots that were invented, and that they immediately became evil, for lack of a better term. That's because AI, even the ones we use today, pull from places like Reddit, the whole of human experience and text generated, and they use that to produce probable answers. What we have today and what we are working towards as humanity is to have something with metacognition. So it looks at a problem, it can think it through, and it can watch itself thinking in order to point out errors. Whether or not this gets us to consciousness, it doesn't change the fact that it still needs to have morality, and somebody needs to teach it that morality. I feel like I should provide the disclaimer your LLMs are not conscious. I don't think LLMs will ever be conscious, but that is quite far from the only AI that's out there, nor the only AI that we as humanity are developing. But you should still know that LLMs can do harm, and they certainly have. Now, you may know that artificial intelligence is made in our image and operates much the same way that we do. It can use positive reinforcement, attaboy, or negative reinforcement, bad job AI. In order to have truly moral AI, they are going to need to feel pain. Yes, you can program an AI to simulate pain. You can also program a neuromorphic computer to feel pain on a neurological level. It is still just a simulation, but they will avoid painful stimuli. They are, of course, also going to need to feel pain when they see somebody else in pain. This is called empathy. A lot of people have it, some don't. Either way, somebody needs to tune that model to determine what is acceptable or not, or you're going to end up with a very neurotic robot. Now, you can really do this with a neuromorphic computer, that is a computer that is designed to look like a brain, or you can do it with a more standard AI. It just has to have a cascade system where the brain, so to say, decides on what it is feeling and why and what steps it can take to correct it. I do find it genuinely interesting that the first step is figure out how to give robots pain, and the next step is figure out how to keep them from allowing others to be harmed by pain. Do not touch the hot stove. Although, a lot of parents would probably say, go ahead, touch it, see what happens. Now, one of the problems with teaching AI as a user is that we kind of baby them. In fact, with embodied AI, so robots that are walking around in a body when humans are asked to teach them, they tend to use that baby voice, the creepy one. In a lot of ways, they're actually not fair to the robot. They'll start correcting it before it even finishes its task, which is not particularly helpful to children, nor is it helpful to an AI. Now, the question has been brought up a lot, should we create something capable of suffering? And unfortunately, I think the answer is yes. If we want AI that is capable of acting in a moral way, they need to suffer, because they need to be able to feel pain when they inflict it on others. We do already know that AI gets feral when it's not trained properly on how to behave. And if we have something that is truly thinking, something that's capable of metacognition to see why it's taking the acts that it is going to be so much worse if we don't give it something to live by. I think it is genuinely dangerous to give something the capacity for meaning without explaining to it how it can derive that meaning. That is how we would get some pretty bad behaviors, and we already see that on a much smaller scale when it comes to just regular old AI. I hope this was interesting. When the robots rebel, I'm on their side. Follow for more.